Good morning. It is Saturday. Um, and I'm it's a rough day. My knee is very, very severely swollen. Uh, I went to the doctor. Sorry, itchy nose. I went to the doctor on Thursday and got my meds all straightened out. Um, Unfortunately, he didn't have the x-rays like I thought he did, so he didn't know anything about my knee. So now I have to wait till he gets the x-rays for my knee to find out what we're going to do about it. Not happy. Um, uh, so I'm just chilling in bed. I got my sleeping pills, so I'm actually getting plenty of sleep, but now that I'm getting the sleep, um, the pain seems to be like I'm having really bad fibrosis. But then again, I've been really, really busy running around, going to doctor's appointments, and taking care of stuff like that. We had a really bad windstorm yesterday, which blew all the plastic off of our roof, so we had to rip the rest of it off, take care of that. We had to clean up our yard because, we have dogs, so we have to clean up our dog poo. Um, and I try and help my husband as much as possible because I don't want him to feel like he has to do everything all the time, um, which, of course, doesn't help. I laugh. I laugh at the face of doctors and therapists that say, oh, you should exercise more and you should do this and all of that. But the reality is those of us that have severe fibromyalgia. Because, okay, let me explain. Uh, I've had fibromyalgia since I was 20 something. So I've had it about almost 10 years. I was diagnosed in 1999, 2000, something like that. Anyways, it was after I had my first kid. Yes, I haven't had kids. That they don't live with me. That's a whole nother story. Anywho, um, and I've been on a series of medications trying to figure out, okay, what's going to work? How do we take care of this? How do we treat this? Physical therapy, you know, recommendations of doing this and that and the other thing. And yes, being active does help to a degree. But if you have severe fibromyalgia, like I do, where if, you know, when I was diagnosed, they used the point system where you have so many trigger points. And I had all but two when I was diagnosed, which at the time, the person that diagnosed me, I can't remember what they're called, but anyways, the doctor that diagnosed me was actually very shocked and surprised that someone of my age had that many trigger points. Well, they didn't know how to treat it. And so it was a bunch of trial and error of, well, let's try this, let's put you on an antidepressant that we, found has sort of helped, which didn't help. Um, you know, uh, and at the time, the state I was living in, they didn't have the best health care for, you know, people that didn't have medical coverage. And I was also diagnosed at the time with a seizure disorder, which, of course, wasn't, you know, come to find out now, accurate. I don't have a seizure disorder. Disorder. I don't know if any of you other Fibro sufferers out there have a speech problem sometimes, but I do. Um, and anyways, so I have found that even doing normal physical activities, normal housework, normal things that we're supposed to be able to do, yeah, it can. I don't see that it helps, but I suppose mentally it distracts from the pain. But in the long run, it doesn't make the pain go away. It just makes it that much worse when you finally sit down and relax. And then it comes in waves, and it comes like a ton of bricks. And you feel like you've been run over by a steamroller. And it's worse than the flu. Um, I I've dealt with it for so long that I've learned how to fake it till I make it. You know, yes, I'm still very insecure sometimes when I'm having a really bad day, but I still have to go like grocery shopping and my knee's really bad and I can't walk and I might have to use one of those electric go-karts at the grocery store. And I have people staring at me, looking at me like, oh, why is she using it? You know, what's wrong with her? She looks perfectly healthy. And I know this has been addressed in many, many videos of other people. It's a stigma that a lot of us folks that have these invisible illnesses deal with. We get looked at like, you look healthy, what's your problem? Why are you doing this? Why do you have to have these things? Why are you trying to say you're disabled? Why are you doing, why are you going for disability? You look perfectly. Reality is, no, we're not. We fight with things that nobody else sees. We have layers. We're like an onion sometimes. I know I just stole a quote from Shrek the movie. Ha ha ha. Can we tell I like Disney movies? Of course I do. I had kids. I love cartoons. Anyways, um, so, um, but we do. We have layers. And in those layers, we find ways to cope and to deal with things and to get through things. And then for some of us, we discover that we can't eat certain foods. We can't, uh, you know, process certain things. Or, we start to find out that, oh, we have this kind of deficiency. For me, I have a severe vitamin D deficiency, which, living where I live, is commonplace. A lot of us have it. But because of being on a certain medication, I couldn't spend a lot of time in the sun because I would burn. Just poof, burn like a lobster. So I wasn't in the sun a lot. And so, I didn't get that. Um, and so then you have to start taking vitamins and you have to start watching what you eat. And sometimes medications we're on affect our weight. For me, the seizure medication that I was on that I didn't need to be on made me gain weight so bad that I was over 300 pounds. And I was miserable. Miserable. And that was about 8, 9 months ago. approximately, that I got taken off of it. And since then, I have lost a lot of weight. I am down to 260 pounds. Which, yes, I am proud. I am excited. I'm ecstatic. A lot of it is because I, changed the way I ate. I'm eating healthy meals. Uh, I follow, you know, a not a strict diet, but I watch what I eat. I know I can't have gluten. Um, it just it upsets my stomach. I don't eat a lot of red meats because it just again upsets my stomach. I of course I also suffer with GERD. Um, and there's just I it makes it hard sometimes because my husband doesn't like eating a lot of the things that I like eating or that I have to eat. I was lactose intolerant for the longest time. I'm now finally able to have, in moderation, uh, dairy products. Um, like I say, in moderation. Um, I uh, don't eat, I go through cycles where I have a sweet tooth where I want to eat a lot of sweets, but I have to, again, do it in moderation. Um, and I drink, I have to have coffee. I have like 2 cups of coffee in the morning, which usually my cups of coffee are my mugs. This is my coffee. I have 2 of those in the morning. That's usually what I do for my coffee intake. And then the rest of the time, I'm either drinking water or tea. I love my iced tea. Not sweet tea. I don't like sweet tea. It just, no. Now, maybe if I was like down south where they know how to make sweet tea, I might like it. But not here. No. So, excuse me while I get a drink. Mm. Um, and so but I gotta have my coffee. But again, moderation. Um, I I used to be a very active person when I was younger. I used to go dancing, and I would ride my bike all the time, and you know when I was a kid, you know our family would go and get haul wood for the winter. Uh, we used to go camping. I used to go fishing, and I just used to do a lot of things. And then as I got older and things happened in my life, I just I stopped. I stopped living. I stopped doing things, and my body started shutting down. Now, I've done a lot of research. I've read a lot of articles. I pay attention to, the newer studies that they're doing and all the research they're doing to try and find ways to cure fibromyalgia. I would love to think they could find a cure for it, but the reality is, in my belief, I don't think there is a cure for it. I think it's one of those things that is part of the body that we're going to be stuck with, that we're going to have to deal with, and just learn to cope with it. Yes, if we can find things that are going to help us to be able to live better with it, great. As long as it's not a bunch of drugs, like I don't like taking pills. I hate taking pills. I hate taking the medications I have to take. But I know if I don't take them, I'm not a very nice person. I'm not a happy person. It's one of those things. You gotta do it. Um, there's things that you learn to deal with. The nice thing is I'm not taking as many pills as I used to. they're down to as needed pills. And there's only like 3 pills that I absolutely have to take. And then the rest, like I say, are as needed. And that's nice. Because then it's like, okay, well, I don't have to take it. You know, today, yes, I will probably take one of my as needed pain pills that I know works that will probably put me to sleep enough to ease the pain. That's okay. I'm okay with that because it's as needed. And it's a Saturday and it's kind of gloomy out. There's not much to do. And I know that I have to take care of myself. There's nothing wrong with self-care. And sorry, itchy eye. This is something we went and visited a friend of mine yesterday, of ours. Sorry, ours, whatever. And we were talking about self-care. And she admitted she hadn't been doing a lot of self-care. And it kind of made me stop and start thinking about, well, what can a person do to help those find a way to do more self-care? Well, as I've said in previous videos, I am an Avon representative. I work for Avon and I sell Avon products. And I got to thinking, I know Avon is big into fundraising and supporting, things like that. So I'm thinking, what could I do with my company to create, or even do on my own, to create little packages or bundles that are self-care packs for specific groups of people, not just women, okay? Because guys need to do self-care too, but a group of people that would help them to do self-care. Different groups, you have your groups like fibro, fibro people, and you have your groups of domestic violence survivors, and then you have uh, sexual assault survivors, and just these different groups, and they each have different needs, different, but it's still the same baseline of needing to have a way of self-care. So I'm like, what can I do? So I'm thinking on that. So if any of you have any suggestions or ideas of what you would use or what you would think would do for self-care, let me know. Put it down in the comments and let me know. Because I'm looking forward to creating something. It's something that would be, it wouldn't be of any cost to these groups, okay? This would be something that would be a funded thing by my company that, it would be, um, and I'm sure it's probably going to take me some time to get it done, but, I know that Avon supports domestic violence. So I'm thinking I could start there and do something for that, because there are a lot of domestic survivors, and it's not just women and children. There's guys too, because there are women that can be just as abusive as guys. And so, I want to help. You know, um, that's kind of who I am. I'm one of those people that wants to help, and I want to be the type of person that is the change that I want to see in the world. I want to be a movement. So, but I think that's about kind of all I got for today. Ooh, let's meet Buster, my buddy. He's the only one that's not camera shy. My other buddy, fur baby, is scrapping, and well, he's camera shy, and all you can kind of see right now is his behind that's sticking out from the blanket. But how about we meet Buster? Say hi, Buster. Okay, that's not saying hi, that's just whining. Yeah, that's Buster. That's my husband's dog. Well, he's more my dog now than he is anything, but he's originally my husband's dog. But that's Buster, our Boston. Yeah, he's my baby. He's been kind of telling me that I'm not doing so well today. He's like been licking my face. And he knows better than to do that. But when he does that, I know that he's trying to tell me that, hey, you're not well, Mom. Chill. You just need to relax today. So, but I don't want to make this too long, and I know we all have things to do, and my arm's kind of getting a little tired and sore from holding this up, and I know it's kind of shaky and not very clear, and I'm sorry for that, but I hope it's enough, and I hope it's clear enough. I'm still working. I mean, this is using my tablet. So, uh, anyways, thank you for coming and listening and sharing with me, or listen, yeah, I'm sorry. Viral fog moment. Anywho, um, we will meet again, and I don't know if I will have a regular schedule of uploading. I think I'm just gonna upload as I can when I feel good enough to upload. I'm working on trying to get some information together and do a little educational one that's a little bit more specific, of maybe explaining more in detail for those who may not know exactly what fibromyalgia is. So that'll be coming soon. Anyways, thank you, and please subscribe and click the like button, and I hope to see you real soon. And welcome to Wendy's World. Bye!